welcome to EBA Day 2025 in Paris. Joining me in the studio now to discuss payments and cloud is Tom Warsop, CEO and President of ACI Worldwide. Thomas, it's great to have you in the studio. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here.
Now, before we talk about payments and cloud, I want to get a broader view from you and talk about those big trends you're seeing across the industry.
Yeah, so the discussions here are along the same lines that they usually are, and I think I'll pick four things. So ongoing digitization of payments, that's one. Number two is cloud. Number three is fraud. And number four is AI. Not in any particular order, but these are the topics that come up in virtually every conversation that I have. And I think they're all quite interesting, they're all connected. Because what I see happening, if you think about the business of payments, the industry of payments, there's this sort of fundamental move away from thinking about payments in individual silos. So what type of payment are we talking about? If you think about historically, if I wanted to send you money, I would have to decide how to do that. As a consumer, I don't know anything about that. So where the world seems to be going is much more like if you think about an Amazon purchase and the shipping that you can choose. So all I should have to know is where do I want to send the money, how quickly does it need to get there, obviously how much is it, and then how much am I willing to pay? And this is where the world is heading. And all of those things I mentioned, cloud and AI and digitization, all of that is contributing to the ability to do exactly that. And so there's a really fundamental change that's happening, and every customer, every prospect, every partner that I talk to here wants to talk about just that.
And homing in on cloud then, for the time being, what's the role of cloud within payments, and how have you seen that evolved over the last 5 years?
Yeah, so it's a good time frame. If I think back to 5 years ago, most of the payment activity was happening on mainframe computers in data centers. That's still probably true, but over that even more so over the last 3 year period, again, every conversation I have with a customer revolves around how can you help me think about how to use the cloud? Why do they want to do that? That's the obvious question. Sometimes it starts with a cost savings opportunity. Sometimes it starts with I want to simplify the infrastructure that I'm using. Sometimes it's about scalability, and usually this is where it ends, because the biggest benefit for most banks and players in the payments industry with cloud is that they can expand their capacity to meet peaks and reduce their capacity to deal with valleys in volume. Whereas if you invest in your own data center, your own hardware, you can't do that. You've paid for it. And you can do that, I'm going to say instantly, it's not quite instantly, but very, very quickly. And that is a huge benefit of cloud. And then in addition to that, because of the sort of centrality of cloud infrastructures, whether it's a private cloud or a public cloud, it allows you to bring data together, which then allows you to do really interesting things with it. So you might create new products faster, you might give a better experience to your consumer, and really importantly, back to one of the things I talked about, fraud. Because in order to combat fraud, you have to have the data to analyze the patterns and analyze the behaviors of consumers and companies. And really, you need to have that data together. You need to collect the data, have it in common formats, and using the cloud allows you to do that in a much more effective way.
And where are we going with this? And particularly around fraud as well. What does the future hold there?
Yeah, so I think if I step back for a minute, I think where we're headed is most financial institutions of the world are thinking about how do they eliminate those silos of different types of payments? How do they get more efficient? How do they launch new products faster? How do they give a better experience to their consumer? And everybody's in a different place in the journey, but they're all thinking about how can I think about payments and not individual types of payments? And that then is supportive of this, speaking specifically about fraud, that is supportive of getting all that data in the same format, same place, and then using AI, so as I said, it's all connected, using AI to better understand the patterns that you're seeing. Interestingly, my company ACI, we of course use AI. Every company uses AI, and even if they don't, they're going to tell you they do. But in our case, we've been using AI for 29 years to understand patterns in payment types and identify fraud and prevent that fraud. So AI is not a new thing. But what is happening is that advances in technology, and particularly the use of the cloud, is allowing much faster progress to get really good at eliminating fraud, at creating new experiences, launching new products faster. So all of those trends that I was talking about, they all come together and they create really great opportunities ultimately for consumers.
Well, thank you very much for that very holistic view as well, Tom. I'll let you get back to the event and share your insights with the rest of the delegates, but for now, thank you.
Thank you very much.